to order. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, thank you all for coming tonight. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Supervisor Moore.
Present.
Councilwoman McNamara.
Present.
Councilman Iacili.
Present.
Councilman Pell.
Present.
Councilman Scibone.
Present.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the town board meeting from April 23rd, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, would you please read the communications?
Certainly. We have received the following communications in the office of the town clerk. We have received public notices from the Suffolk County Department of Economic Development and Planning for a notice of tentative meeting deadline for the 2024 Agricultural Districts Enrollment Period Review. Town of Southold, public hearing notices. New York State liquor license 30-day advance notice to local municipality for a class change. That actually is not something within our jurisdiction, so that was passed back on to the Long Island Railroad. Annual statement of financial disclosure were filed by the listed individuals, and we have received emails, letters, and land use applications regarding the following: Bel Air Cove Motel, 20 Shinnecock Road, Hampton Bays; Blight Zombie Properties, change of zone application entitled Liberty Gardens, County Road 39, Southampton; Hampton Bays Fire District Superfund Remediation Public Forum; Pine Neck Marina, Yacht Hamptons, proposed Riverhead STP, Solar Farm Project. Zoning Board of Appeals application was received for 342 Wainscott Harbor Road in Sagaponack. The following bid and request for proposals were opened on May 1st. Bid for mobile concession for Mecox and W. Scott Cameron Beaches for the Parks Department. Bid for mobile concession for Hot Dog Beach for the Parks Department with no bids received. Bid for supplies and fabrication of steel, aluminum, and welding for the Housing and Community Services. Bid for townwide printing for the CRC. On May 8th, bid for liquid propane gas and bid requirements contract for the application of crack sealing on various town roads for the Highway Department. The following report was filed from the Town Comptroller for the April 2024 monthly financial reports. And that concludes the communications for this meeting's agenda.
Thank you, Cindy. I have several walk-ons, 7 to be exact, so I'll read them, and then we'll move to add them if that motion passes. The first one is number 46411, to authorize the supervisor to enter into an agreement with AKRF Environmental Planning and Engineering Consultants in connection with the traffic review services of a revised traffic impact study for the site plan special exception application of 99-11 Flanders LLC. And that was at the request of the planning board to be funded by the applicant. Number 46442, to authorize the purchase of speed displays from All Traffic Solutions, Inc., using Sourcewell contract. Number 46468, Southampton Brookhaven Partnership or Joint Committee for the Advancement of the Hamlet of Eastport. Number 46470, the warrant. Number 9. Number 46471, notice of public hearing to consider a regulation restricting turns from Flying Point Road onto Diamond Court Watermill during certain times. Number 46477, notice of public hearing to consider authorizing the temporary alienation and discontinuance of Dozier Park Community Preservation Fund parkland in furtherance of an exchange swap of 137 Pond Lane, Southampton, to be used as additional parklands within the town of Southampton. And number 46478, to authorize the supervisor and/or the town attorney to execute an agreement to retain Jones, Lang, LaSalle Brokerage, Inc. for the potential sale of the property located at 112 Old Riverhead Road, West Hampton Beach, New York. I move to add these walk-ons 1 through 7 to the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, Madam Clerk, would you please read the notice for public hearing number 1?
Public hearing number 1, to accept deed of open space in connection with an old filed map development section map of Ocean View Park, map number 105, section 4 in Watermill.
Been advised by our counsel to the planning board that this, asked for this matter to be tabled, that the hearing's not ready yet.
Tabled or closed?
We can, or withdrawn maybe?
Adjourned.
Not closed, because, well, we didn't have the hearing, so we can't, we won't.
Yeah,
close
we'll
it.
certainly have the hearing, but
Right.
we'll
Right,
pull it
I
after.
think just, we table it for now.
Okay.
But, after,
Is there a resolution?
Yes, you need to open the hearing
I
in
mean, I'm
order
sorry.
to,
Yeah.
if there's anyone who wants to speak
yeah,
before you
yeah,
adjourn.
you can hold it, right, but she was asked to not have a presentation today, but if you want, if there's anybody who wants to speak, certainly.
May I?
Sure.
Mhm.
So then you're saying that the board chair asked that we keep this hearing open for another, for
Yes.
the next meeting for a
Yes.
presentation?
You have to open it.
Continue, yes.
Okay.
Right.
Which I
Can
think
we
Sunday
hear
did
from
by.
council before this gentleman
Hang on
speaks?
one second.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Maybe not.
Sorry for stepping ahead.
Yeah, we're definitely going to
Seats
open it, and
Valera.
you can speak. We're just, yeah.
Okay.
Deputy Town Attorney, good afternoon Supervisor, members of the board, sorry for the confusion. This was premature. It may be coming back to you later, but there are another 2 or 3 easements that exist with this, and we're trying to parse through those so that we ask that this be, you had the hearing, so we have to open it and close it, but that it be withdrawn, and in time, we will come back with all 3.
Okay.
Thank you.
Joseph Frederick Gaza, 5 Ogden Lane, Quogue. I appeared before you this afternoon in connection with a acre-and-a-half lot that I gave to my wife a couple of years back in Watermill. I've been trying to get a building permit on this lot so my wife could sell it. I have all the approvals from the planning department back on, they fully approved it about 7, 8 months ago. And in their approval process, they conditioned the final approval with 6 conditions, which I will present to council for the board to look at. I have satisfied 5 out of the 6 conditions, but I'm here today because there's one condition left. That condition is that a portion of the property that was approved has to be protected by a conservation easement accepted by the town board. The notice of public hearing has 2 words that are a little mixed up, which is because it doesn't address what's required by the planning board. The planning board said a conservation easement, and the notice calls for a deed of dedication. And it must have been just a little mix-up in the wording. I was hoping that if I show you the map and I show you what this is about, it's quite clear. I'm going to get too far away from the microphone. Is this visible to the board members from?
The yellow?
Yeah, it is.
The lot that was fully approved by the planning board is shown as lot number 4, and their resolution called for a conservation easement on the southerly 50 feet, shown in yellow on this map, accepted by the town board, which is the last condition that I have to satisfy. The public notice called for a deed instead of a conservation easement. There's a 1-word mistake there. It's going to be protected for conservation, open space purposes, but I can't deed it to the town. I would really like to amend the notice so that you could act on it, because it's been a long time to try to get this permit, and I got 5 out of the 6 conditions satisfied.
Well,
Is there any
thank you.
chance, counsel, for the board to?
Well, it's-
We're going to be
I think-
closing
yeah.
this hearing, and there's no resolution on, and this is going to be
There's no
brought forward.
resolution, Joe.
So if you talk to our planning department and our attorneys, those changes will be made at that time.
We should speak with Christine, because it seems like there's other issues, some other reasons that need to be
Other
handled.
issues? The other items on the list have all been satisfied.
Okay.
Planning is not ready to proceed at this time, and is asking the board if we could close this, as you know.
All right, so we can close the
There's no
hearing, and the
resolution on
2 of
today
you
anyway.
perhaps could
Yeah,
speak
there's no
in the
resolution
hallway
on it.
and clarify what's happening.
I'll make sure that we work with Mr. Gaza.
Yeah, if you can
Thank
work,
you.
work that, we can do the hearing and a resolution for next one, so. Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, board members.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sonny's got your,
Can I have the,
Is
it's
this,
over with the town clerk. It's with the-
okay, I'll discuss it with Christine outside. Thank you for the
Thank
time.
you.
Sarah.
Thank you.
thank you. Well, do we have to ask for other people to speak?
If
Is
there's
there
anyone
anybody
else or
else
anyone on
who?
Zoom, and.
Kevin,
they
is
will-
there anyone on Zoom who'd like to speak at public hearing number 1? All right, so I move to close
Okay.
the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Michael?
I don't know what. we
Councilman
Just
Barry.
closed the public hearing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Aye.
All right, Madam Clerk, would you please read the notice for public hearing number 2?
Public hearing number 2, to consider donation transfer of land at terminus of Bay Bluff Way, Noyak, owned by the town of Southampton to Community Preservation Fund, and to amend the Community Preservation Project Plan and the CPF Management Stewardship Plan to include said property.
Good afternoon, Supervisor, Town Council members. Kelly Doyle, Assistant Town Attorney. There is an aerial photo right here of the property that we're talking about. This is a proposed transfer and donation of property that is owned by the town to the Community Preservation Fund. The property consists of .18 acres. It is located at the terminus of Bay Bluff Way. As you can see, Bay Bluff Way is a very short, dead-end road. It goes down to Little Peconic Bay. There's like a little landing, kind of beach section down there where you can actually sit and look at the water. There's a bulkhead along Little Peconic Bay. So there's wooden stairs that actually lead down to the beach landing area. They exist now. They have become dilapidated. They can't be used anymore. And a number of residents have come forward and they've expressed concern that they can't use these stairs anymore. And they really like to be able to go down to this landing area to go fishing, perhaps swimming, just read a book, and there's really beautiful sunsets down there. Originally, I believe the town actually constructed these stairs a while ago. And
In 1993.
1990, there we go. So if the property were to be managed and sorted by CPF, then the bulkhead and the stairs could be rebuilt. This could be taken in to the Community Preservation Fund for conservation, preservation, open space, maybe a little park area. But our CPF director, Jackie Fenlon, is here, so she can talk to you further about exactly what can be done with the property.
Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor.
Good afternoon, Town Board, Mayor Supervisor Moore. I said Mayor, Supervisor. I said all three. Jackie Fenlon, CPF Manager. I just wanted to say that we've been working with the Town Attorney's Office and responding to community complaints here. But the first step is to get this donated to CPF. Entered into the project plan formally, and then also in our stewardship plan. That way we can take a look at this for a capital project to hopefully renew the stairs, give people access back to the water, and we were just waiting for surveys to be revised so that we knew where the existing road infrastructure was. But at the end of the day, we're going to look at a small pocket park here and reestablishing and reconstructing the stairs, which are in disrepair.
We're taking a little piece of the road too, I see.
Yeah, we'll most likely be taking some of the pavement up. There's some drainage issues as well, so we're going to look into possibly engineering like a grassy area and probably a small rain garden at the top, and then allow for like a possibly viewing platform from the top as well, so people can still view, it is a beautiful view of Peconic Bay from the dead end road, but that way people can still pull up, view the sunset, but also then restore the stairs and the bulkhead in that area.
Is that a private road or that's?
This is a town road.
And
This
you
is a town
spoke
road.
with our highway superintendent
Correct,
about it?
yes, they are on
He's
board and
like-
they are supportive of the project. Yep, so this will include us being able to have a capital project to repair the bulkhead, repair the stairs, give people access back to the water, and then possibly do a water quality project, rain garden at the top of the road.
Oh, that sounds very nice.
Yeah.
You did mention the bulkhead. This includes the full repair of the bulk. There's a line
Yes.
of bulkheads with
Yes.
neighboring properties.
Yeah, so this
And
section.
so the one that we built here in 1993 is going to be included in this.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I made it clear to the residents that this is a town park.
Mhm.
And so, that's what it will be.
Yep, exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank
You're welcome.
There's got the 23 Dogwood Lane right here. What is the time frame?
You can
hi.
speak.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is everybody signed up?
We don't have any cards for this public hearing, so, but you're welcome to come on up now.
I just have to address the council.
My name is Mitch Kaplan, 23 Dogwood Lane. I live right near there. Just wondering what the time frame is for possibly proceeding with all this. And would it be taking?
So this is really the first step. I do have to go through preliminary engineering plans to see how much this will cost, but then we'll have to attribute a new capital project to this. So we have to kind of further evaluate. I mean, I would hope, we could possibly take a look at this, but I'm not sure if, by the time that we engineer it, it'll be able to be done by the end of the year. But hopefully by next spring, we should be able to accomplish this, yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Kevin, is there anyone on Zoom with their hand up?
Yeah, there's one person.
Let them in.
Can I begin?
Hi, yes, please begin.
Hi, thank you so much. I want to thank everyone on the panel and everyone sort of considering this opportunity. My name is Jennifer Dollop. I actually know some of you. My parents purchased land when this was a very humble community back in the 60s. And actually, stairs were there. Perhaps they were built privately, so we've been very appreciative of the stairs that we built in '93. It's really presented a very significant loss of use, not having the stairs, not being able to stand. Our parents purchased the land, understanding that that was grandfathered in and that was part of the county's responsibility. So while I appreciate this transfer of property, the way in which the statute reads, there's no guarantee about the stairs. It's not clear to me why this 3-year term. So prior to transferring the property, we would just appreciate having something written that there is the intention to restore the stairs. Otherwise, the highway department has been doing a very quality job, given the erosion and obviously it's a water condition. So we were just wondering if that could be safeguarded and grandfathered in, that these stairs will be preserved. It seems just too open-ended to transfer property without some guarantee.
Thank you for your comments. Jackie, would you respond to that, please?
All I can say is by adding it into the stewardship plan, our intent is to steward it from here forth. Obviously, right now, we'll be looking at a plan that restores the stairs and hopefully has a long life, hopefully 20 to 30 years with, appropriate materials and, shore up the bulkhead, do some engineering, and then also, there's been some stormwater runoff in this area as well, which probably led to erosion in the area. So we're going to be looking at all of that. But, now that it will be included in the stewardship plan, it means that CPF can steward it moving forward, and we'll definitely engineer it so it lasts for years to come.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, thank you.
All right, then, I would, unless
Before-
anyone has any other
Before we
comments?
close, I just would like to thank one of the neighbors, your neighbors, Mr. Matthew Burns. He's in your neighborhood. He actually has been on this project for many, many years. And we've had numerous meetings with him on this. So when you see him, definitely, thank him for this. He did the background checks and did a title search on the property and, has really done a lot of the yeoman's work on this project. So we're bringing it forward, and we appreciate Mr. Burns for his work.
Yeah, in addition, the constituents were really behind this movement to try to get this done. And, Emily and Roger King in particular reached out to me about this a while ago, and I'm just really happy to see that we're finally putting it into action. So thank you. Thank you, Jackie.
All right, I move to
Well, thank you,
close
Kel.
the public hearing.
Yeah, thank you,
Second.
Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly. So move to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Madam Clerk, would you please read the notice for the third public hearing?
Public hearing number 3, to consider donation transfer of land owned by the town at 20 Shinnecock Road, Hampton Bays, to Community Preservation Fund, and to amend the Community Preservation Project Plan and CPF Management Stewardship Plan to include said property.
Thank you again. Good afternoon. Kelly Doyle, Assistant Town Attorney. This public hearing concerns property that is the site of the former Bel Air Cove Motel. We have an aerial photo here. This property has a lot of history. It is currently owned by the town. This was a site that was part of a former urban renewal plan that was actually terminated in order for the property to remain as a park rather than be developed. The lot is 1.43 acres. It's situated partially along Penny Pond Creek. That is a tidal creek of Shinnecock Bay. There are existing buildings on the site and accessory structures. Those have fallen into disrepair. The purpose of the donation and transfer to CPF would be to keep this as a park. The first step would be to demolish the existing buildings on the site. And also the bulkhead could be repaired. There's a bulkhead right here that is in need of repair. And then the property could be preserved for future open space and park uses. But again, I'll let our CPF director, Jackie Fenlon, she can tell you all about what CPF can do with the property.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Good afternoon, Jacqueline Fenlon, again, CPF manager. So yeah, by a similar mechanism, this will be donated to CPF so that we can include it in the project plan and the stewardship plan as well. So that means that we can allocate stewardship resources to this property. We're looking at a passive park here. I'm also happy to be in communications with the Hampton Bays Civic Association so we can take into consideration what the community would like to see here. But this allows us to then look at this for repair of the bulkhead. Most likely just a passive park that will complement the trustee property right next door. And then we'll be looking to take down the building. So that is the first step. So once this is donated to CPF, we actually have a resolution on for the bid this afternoon to start the bid process for that. So once this is donated to us officially, then we can move forward with the plan to remove the existing motel that is in disrepair, formerly known as Bel Air Cove, and then we can start another stewardship project, which would require a capital project for this.
Hey, Jackie, thank you
Yes.
for doing all your hard work on this.
You're welcome.
The bid is to tear the building down?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
I just want to make sure that people knew what we were talking
Yeah,
about.
so the bid that is on later this afternoon, once this gets adopted and is donated to CPF, which is an important first step, then we can put it out to bid for the demolition of the structure.
Because this board is working as quick as we can to demolish the building.
This is literally the quickest we can move by having both matters on for the same meeting. Yeah.
Yes.
And we did already have a company come in and do an analysis of the asbestos removal and give us a plan for that, so that's already done.
Yes, so we have, thankfully, we are working with Municipal Works, so Tom Houghton and Nick Jimenez. So we have worked with them. They already put together the plan and worked with an environmental company so that we know the steps moving forward to remove and abate the asbestos on site and then do a full demolition of the structure.
And Jackie, contingent on the resolution's passage today, approximately what is the timeline looking at with the demolition?
We're hoping the demolition will definitely be done by the end of this year. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
excellent,
You're
thank
welcome.
you.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you. And thank you, Kelly.
All right, we've got 3 cards on this public hearing. The first is Gail Lombardi.
So my comments will be brief.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for, moving forward on this. It's been a long 6 years, so I won't go into the history. It's Councilperson Powell.
Only looking forward now.
Yeah.
Yes, we're moving forward.
All good stuff.
Yes, and so just, from my perspective for 6 years, the concerns have always been the safety and well-being of the community. Economic development is important, revitalization is important, but safety and well-being of the community. So I thank you for taking this step, and I'll reiterate that, really thank you for taking this step. I saw on that you have the resolutions. Perfection is the enemy of good. I know that Mr. Pell, Councilperson Pell raised maybe splitting it, but it's a 1.5 acre piece of property, and we could be here another 6 years if we
Yes.
try to split it. So again, really, thank you so much for taking these
This is the
steps.
quickest way we can do it.
And thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments and your support. All right, Daria Roulet.
Hi, thank you all. Appreciate what's been happening with Bel Air of late. I'm here primarily because I guess several months last year when kind of got involved with the Bel Air fight, and we were told by the prior supervisor that we had two choices, and both were development. And that's when I started the
Petition?
petition, thank you. Petition online, and we did our protest, I guess. And I wanted to say that I guess I'm very happy with the progress. I'm glad to see that it seems like it will be a short term that will see the building down. I think that's really what everyone needs to see, is that building come down, because it's been long in coming. And then that it is going to be preserved is a wonderful thing. So I guess I'm here today basically to try to take this to to actually see the resolution of of our labors and the labors of previous. I know there was a history also before it. So again, thank you, and we look forward. Is there a time frame? I know that you're moving as quickly as, and I know these things take time, but is there a time frame for this to come down, in 2 months, in 6 months?
Well, the resolution is to put it out to bid. We have to get, the lowest responsible bidder
Right.
to do the demolition. And that probably will have to be out for a month. And then we'll select the contractor, and no reason why we can't move forward with it.
Okay, so several months sounds like a good estimation at this point?
Our CPF director actually answered the question. It was, I
Yeah.
think, next spring, is that correct?
Oh, no, by the
Oh,
end of the
sorry.
year.
Oh, okay, by the end of the year.
Or sooner.
Sorry.
A little further.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is thanks to Assistant Town Attorney Kelly Doyle, so I will not take the credit. But I wasn't sure, but the bids are due by June 20th of this next month. So then we can award the contract in July. And then after that, it's really just scheduling and making sure that we have, the appropriate crews. So the first step would be the asbestos abatement. So that's very important that that's done and that's monitored. And then after that will be the full demolition of the structure, which can be fairly fast. It can take like a week or two. But that's all contingent upon who we award it to, the contracts being done, as well as their own scheduling. So hopefully by the end of the summer, but definitely, this is definitely something that we can see done by the end of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, and I did want to point out an important note. I just noticed, obviously with the agenda, let me see here. I just want to make sure we act on Kelly.
Yeah, no, I understand, Jackie. I think
Yes.
we want to do the.
I want to make sure we go in the correct order because
We transfer the property first before we.
the donation is towards the end of the agenda.
Yep.
Yeah,
You got it.
we did make a note of that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And if we're told in
Perfect.
advance, we can do that.
I
We're
didn't,
making
yeah,
it, but
I
it's
did.
fine. We've
Yeah.
gotten a note, we're
Yeah.
ready.
Apologies about
No,
that.
no,
Yeah, we just want to make sure we got it on with municipal works.
Good reminder.
We're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, thank you. All right, noted. Thank you.
We're done as the city is good.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, the third speak card is for Ray D'Angelo.
All right. Okay, this is a letter from the Hampton Bay Civic Association, which I'm the president of. The underlying submits, that's me, the following comments on behalf of the Hampton Bay Civic Association for the above referenced matter. And it refers back to the public hearing number 3 and the CPF taking it over. The facts and circumstances surrounding the potential use of 20 Shinnecock Road, the site of the former Bel Air Motel, has been discussed extensively at the HBCA public meeting over many years. The Hampton Bay Civic Association membership overwhelmingly supports the site to be converted to a passive park, which that's hopefully what it's going to end up being. As such, now, the Hampton Bay Civic Association supports the transfer of 20 Shinnecock Road to the Community Preservation Fund for future use as a passive park. In addition, the Hampton Bay Civic Association members have repeatedly voiced their concern regarding the hazardous conditions at the site. This action brings the process one step closer to remediating these conditions. We want to thank the board, the town board, for taking the necessary steps to protect the safety and well-being of the Hampton Bays community. Okay, I'll hand that in. I would be remiss, though, if I didn't go over a few facts here. You know, this represents the failure of government. I have letters here from 2017 when I wrote to Schneiderman about the terrible conditions at the motel, and they had become a SRO, single room occupancy, which is the most heavily regulated occupancy in New York City, and out here, fire code. Nothing was ever done about this. Then in 2018, when he wanted to take this property over, again, we had the same situation. I was the chairman of the Citizens Advisory Committee. We asked them that we have the Community Preservation Fund do it, which we're doing it now, after the town wasted $1 million buying it.
Excuse me.
Okay, now we're at this point, it really represents the indifference and arrogance of the prior administration. And I hope this administration does not follow in the same footsteps, which only got worse when the board, which there were 3 members, Tommy John Trevoni, Schneiderman, and Mr. Bouvier, they just did what they want and disregarded with anything what the community wanted to do. And I hope we don't go down that road again. When I was here last time, Mr. Powell said if I kept talking, it's going to take longer. I took great exception to that, Mr. Powell. That's not a statement I want to hear from you.
Okay, I apologize.
We elected you, you work for me, not the other way around. So I appreciate that you finally got it right, but it took about 7 years to get here.
Yeah, I was joking.
And this is a safety issue.
Right.
And even now, I'll finish and you can talk. Even now, this is a safety issue. It's a vacant building, and vacant buildings are inherently dangerous. I spent a lot of nights in vacant buildings putting fires out under the command of this man's father, Chief Burke of the 6th Division. So I know that they're dangerous. The faster this building comes down, it's a safety issue for our community. I thank you for your efforts.
Ray, I was joking with you because I'm in a rush just as much as you're in a rush to get that building down.
I didn't take it as a joke. So- Yeah. Vodka martinis for everybody.
I think we should come for lunch again at the community center. I'll bring Councilman Pell with me, and he can make it up to you. He can buy you lunch.
Okay, so.
Thanks. All right. Let's see. Kevin, is there anybody on Zoom that would like to speak? There are, okay. That's so.
Said there was nobody on Zoom.
Oh, I thought he said there were several people on Zoom.
Did you say there's nobody on Zoom?
There's 0 people.
Oh,
I
zero.
thought he said several.
Okay,
I
good.
know that's what he said. I'm like, what are we waiting for?
All right, then.
I heard
Does
it- I heard
anybody,
several, too.
No, I heard 0.
anyone on the board have any other comments about this?
Nope.
Okay, then I move to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. Madam Clerk, would you please read the notice for the 4th public hearing?
Public hearing number 4, to consider the adoption of the 2024 CPF pilot plan.
my big, very substantial folder. So we're here this afternoon to consider the CPF pilot program. So just to put this plainly, this is to help alleviate a tax burden for school districts and emergency and ambulance districts in the areas that have an extraordinary financial hardship as defined by the town board. So I just want to refresh everyone's memory that we did adopt in October, on October 24th, 2003, we adopted the CPF pilot plan for 2023-2024 tax year. So to simply explain this, we looked at the assessed property value, we looked at star exemptions in the area, we looked at many criteria to define what an extraordinary hardship would be for these areas. It came down to this. We worked with kind of a committee with Lisa Goree, the town assessor, Teresa Kiernan, the tax receiver, the town attorney's office, several town board members to go over all the criteria that it would be most appropriate to give school districts that are in need the appropriate funding based upon tax exempt property. So tax exempt property can be any tax exempt property, federal, state, county, or town, as well as CPF purchased lands. So I just wanted to make that clear. And with the extraordinary hardship, we basically took a look at the assessed tax levy and the tax value, and we found that anyone who was experiencing greater than $5 per 1,000 of assessed value, those school districts would receive financial CPF pilot payments, And then for the other districts, which would be fire, protection, and ambulance districts, we looked at those, and the areas that were found to have an extraordinary financial hardship were those that had over 50 cents per 1,000. So essentially the school districts are $5 per 1,000 and the ambulance and fire are 50 cents per 1,000. So in doing so, we set that criteria to show who is in need. This included all of the existing school districts, which was important, and then added some as well. There's also a cap on this as well, which is the $5 billion. So we excluded any school district possessing a total assessed valuation equating to $5 billion or more. So essentially, we put a cap on that as well. So with those school districts and the tax receiver put together a formula for that based upon the school district budgets that were received in the fall. And then so we received the allocations of that, which is on for a resolution later on this afternoon. But I will just rattle off who will be receiving funding and the total amount of funding for this year. So it is in your resolution packet. It is resolution number 2024-619. So the eligible school districts for this year that will receive payments are Riverhead School District, as well as the Riverhead Library, Hampton Bays School District, as well as the Hampton Bays Library, Eastport South Manor School District, as well as the Eastport South Manor Library, East Quogue School District, East Quogue Library, Remsenburg School District, which was added, and the Remsenburg Library, Tuckahoe School District, which was added, and the Tuckahoe Library, and then we moved to the fire districts and ambulance districts that will also receive CPF pilots, which is Eastport Fire, Hampton Bays Fire, East Quogue Fire District, Riverhead Fire District, Flanders Fire District, as well as the Northampton Ambulance. So this year, we also do, it is important to note for the town board and the public that there also is a 10% cap. So this is a 10% cap on the funding that was received. So we can never go over that 10% cap. We are not exceeding that 10% cap. That 10% cap is noted in the resolution. Let's see here. And then so the 10% cap is within the whereas, just so everyone is aware. And this year we will be making a total CPF pilot payment of $6,411,326 to all those districts that are noted. And it is based upon their tax rate. And as well as the preservation exempt land in their district.
Thank you. You know offhand how much Riverhead School District's getting from us?
Yes, I can tell you. So Riverhead School District will be receiving $2,019,633.
Thank you.
We're fortunate that we can provide this funding.
Yes.
Is this annually? We have to approve this each
This is
year,
annually,
right?
yes.
It's not a.
Yes. Yeah, so the, oh, go ahead.
It should also be noted, though, that the money doesn't go to the school district. The money is used to offset the taxes of the Southampton residents that send kids to those districts.
Yeah, it is important to note, this is a tax relief program. So that's why we review the budgets in the fall, we take a look at the analysis, we make sure that we calculate what the fiscal impact is for 10% in that following in this year, essentially the second half of the school year. We make sure that we're not going to pierce that cap. And also, this is voluntary. We are the only town that does this in the East End. We're the only town currently that does this, but also this is not a guarantee. So we do have to always evaluate our funding, 10%, and then the need of these school districts. So this is not, this is not always going to happen. And if we ever get to a point, this might not always be there. But we're lucky and we're thankfully fiscally able to do this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Jackie, how this works in the town of Southampton is that the tax rate or the budgets are set by these various entities,
Mhm.
and then we will abate the taxes and then send the entity a check, essentially.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this check will be distributed to the school districts and fire and ambulance districts by
Mhm.
June 30th of this year.
Eastport, Hampton Bays, and East Quogue fire districts are additions. When you went through the list, you kind of
Yes.
listed them,
Yes.
but
Yes.
those are new additions.
Yes.
And we're proud of this program. We are the only town that does this.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to see if other towns on the East End would do it as well.
I do believe the town of East Hampton is considering this.
They are considering it for the
I
spring
do
school
believe they
district,
are.
yes.
Yes. Mhm.
But did not do it this year.
Not to my knowledge.
All right, thank you. Well, I do have one card from Gail Lombardi.
Okay, so thank you. I know it's annual, I know it's an election, and so I thank you, the town board, for doing that. Jay Schneiderman used to tell me I need to put my constructive criticism in compliment sandwiches. So that's what I'm doing. Thank you for doing this, and I know it is a really big deal, but I do have a question or a comment, and I know mathematically it works, but as Councilman Pell asked, so Riverhead is getting $2 million out of the $6 million pot. So there's, a third of that pot is going to Riverhead. And if Councilperson McNamara is correct, that $2 million is going back to just those one-family homeowners that are paying taxes to the Riverhead School District, or it offsets the budget and then split equally?
Doesn't offset the budget, it goes to the taxpayers.
Just to the
Southampton town taxpayers.
Just the tax?
Yes.
So that means in the Hampton Bays, we're only getting $1.2 million back to all the homeowners. And the Riverhead and the Flanders, Riverside, Northampton, I guess, are the three areas that the children go to the school districts. I don't know how many homeowners that is. I don't know how many children are actually coming from the town of Southampton, going to the Riverhead School District. But there seems to be, if that is the case, some inequity. I would want to make sure that it's some kind of an equitable distribution between the different districts. And I know that they've probably tried really hard to get there. And East Quogue also is getting an equal amount going to the East Quogue homeowners, about 1.2 million. And I don't know how many children are in the school district and how it's all equitable between the districts. That's good to know that it actually goes back to the town of Southampton. I thought it subsidized all of the Riverhead property owners.
No.
Okay.
And it's just to answer your question, it's based on land that's preserved, and East Quogue and both East Quogue and Riverhead School District have a very large portion of the Pine Barrens that are preserved.
I do, but also Hampton Bays were not taken into consideration, though I believe we're not, based on my conversations with laws, but it could be wrong. I might have misunderstood Dune Road. The Dune Road value, which was an old acquisition.
It's based on when it was acquired.
Right.
It
so-
doesn't get reassessed for this program purposes.
But I don't think Dune Road is in that calculation at all. Is the preservation of Dune Road, I believe, may not be in that calculation. So
It is.
It is?
Their tax exempt is included.
It's included, okay. So I just want to make sure, it looked to me like there was some inequity, that a third of it was going to, at first I thought it was for all of Riverhead out of our area, but it's good to know it's going back to those homeowners. It seems somewhat inequitable, but I'm sure, I'll look at the calculations. I'll ask Jackie to, share them with me, because that is kind of what I did for a living. And to just make sure that Hampton Bays, I'm all about Hampton Bays, getting their fair share. That's all. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Did you have any more questions?
I don't. Kevin, is there anyone on Zoom with a hand up?
No one on Zoom.
All right. Does anybody on the board have any other questions? Yeah, and you confirmed it's just for Southampton Town residents?
It's just for Southampton Town residents and those properties that are fully tax exempt.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, then I move to close the public hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Madam Clerk, would you please read the notice for public hearing number 5?
Public hearing number 5 for the consideration of one-year agricultural use agreement for 2024-2025 pursuant to Chapter 247 of the Town Code.
It's just an annual thing.
Yeah.
You gotta present it, Jim?
Say something.
Anyone presenting? This is.
It's basically housekeeping. It's something we do every
It's a
year.
renewal of the, yeah, typically Lisa does come talk about this, but there's nothing specific.
Jim, do you want to explain what this is since no one's here to present it?
Yeah, it's just a renewal of the annual one-year agricultural use agreements for properties that are in the agricultural preserve. It's, I don't know. Which, it's just, again, it's just a renewal of annual, just the annual renewal of the annual, the
It
agricultural use
allows them to
agreements, yeah.
continue to farm these properties,
Yeah.
basically.
And it has, I
Do you
believe there's
hold
a,
it open
some
until we have the-
I think there's a
minor
resolution.
offset for property taxes on this.
Maybe we should hold it open until, or if somebody else, I think Janice is trying to get somebody to come up. and just-
Lisa Gory, but she's not there.
Okay.
You want me to go to start somebody?
Is there-
Yeah, can we move on to the next one? Yeah. Okay, the next 3 public hearings, we could take them as one, don't you think, Councilwoman McNamara?
Correct.
So open the next 3 together.
6, 7, and 8.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon, Supervisor Moore and members
Oh,
of the
wait,
board.
the clerk has to read the 3.
My apologies.
Okay.
Thank you, Sean.
Public hearing number 6 to amend Chapter 19 entitled Department of Police Public Safety Commission in order to consolidate functions of the License Review Board. Public hearing number 7 to amend Chapter 143 Contractors in order to reorganize procedures and standards for home improvement contractor licenses. And public hearing number 8 to amend Chapter 299 Regulation of Taxicabs and Other Vehicles to consolidate functions of the License Review Board.
Good afternoon. I'm Sean Cambridge, Assistant Town Attorney. And we might as well start at what the issue is, why we're bringing this forward. So we currently have a board that is not meeting regularly. They often lack a quorum, and we're having issues because of that. You know, for instance, a home improvement contractor usually could be licensed once a month when meetings are scheduled. When there's not a quorum, these folks can't get a license for quite some time based on their application not being able to be heard. So you have lots of hardworking blue-collar folks that really can't run their business because they cannot obtain a license until the next meeting has a quorum. So what we've done here in these 3 sections of the code is we're looking to streamline this process and make this an over-the-counter online application permit. So people can constantly be licensed to simplify the application materials that are required by the town, to get adequate insurance coverage, to make sure that these home improvement contractors have the proper coverage should they damage somebody's home that they're working on, and to essentially fix our town codes in such a way that these actions are authorized. So public hearing number 6 is to consolidate functions of the Licensing Review Board and allow our Public Safety Commission, which does meet regularly and often has a quorum, to hear the matters formally heard by the Licensing Review Board.
If there's a dispute, but otherwise it can be an over-the-counter process or online?
Correct. Currently, the board, again, licenses individuals, does renewals, hears disputes, and appeals of denials of permit applications. We'd be eliminating those first few steps. So the permits and renewals could happen over the counter. The Public Safety Commission, if this is passed, would still hear consumer complaints. A homeowner saying, this contractor didn't do a good job, I'd like action taken against their license, as well as people who've been denied a license for whatever reason. They can come and make their case to the Public Safety Commission, looking to overturn that denial. Public hearing number 8 is to move the taxi cab denial appeals to the Public Safety Commission. This has already actually been done. This is already the practice of the town. We're making the code match the practice of the town. And it's been working quite well, actually. So it's something I definitely recommend. Public hearing number 7 is really the substantive material here. This is amendment of the procedures and rules for home improvement contractors. Some of these changes include changing our definition section to work well with the County of Suffolk Consumer Affairs Bureau. So we have the same definitions. People are not confused. Everybody knows what we're talking about across the board, county-wide. We've also we've made edits we have some specialized industries out here in the town of Southampton. So we've included them to be licensed. Things you don't necessarily see island-wide, people installing geocubes, for example, and shoreline restoration, things like that. We have made a very instrumental change here. Similar to our rental permit program, there's a provision here that would not allow unlicensed home improvement contractors to seek damages in small claims court or to file liens against homeowners for non-payment. This is crucial. This encourages everybody to become a licensed contractor. It ensures that there is adequate insurance coverage by them obtaining that license. It protects the business owners. Now you have standing to collect for damages. You have a written contract. You have all the things that you would otherwise have as a licensed contractor. So this is a positive change. I believe it is supported in the industry, and something I definitely recommend this board adopt. We've also made some exceptions. You know, a frequent complaint was that people were using other people's licenses. So in section 143.3 exceptions, we've changed the word individual performing labor to employee of a licensed home improvement contractor. So we don't need every single worker to get their own license, but we don't want people picking up random people and saying, well, they work under my license today. No, employees only. You can be licensed with your employer, or you need your own license. We don't want people that aren't covered by the insurance policies. We don't want people who don't have privity of contract should something go wrong and litigation is needed in court. We have changed the term of the licensing. New York State town law says we should be licensing on 1-year increments. I recommend we make that change. At some point, for convenience, these licenses were extended to a 2-year term. We should be doing a 1-year term. We've taken a look at the insurance requirements. Essentially, we're taking a lot of information that we don't necessarily need in applications. We're taking people's banking information and all sorts of things. We just need proof of who somebody is, whether that's an individual with a government-issued ID, a corporation with a certificate of good standing from the Department of State, proof of insurance of $1 million over $2 million in aggregate, and we have a remedy now. So if you had not provided those things and were licensed, or were licensed and canceled your insurance coverage, there was really not a whole lot the town could do to you. Now it's a ground for suspension or revocation should you cancel your insurance while you're licensed. That's again crucial, that make sure that people maintain the policy we're requiring they get for their licensing. So without that policy, the homeowner has no protection. So this is a crucial step. Again, something I recommend the board adopts. We've eliminated, in the past, stickers were issued for vehicles. It's overly burdensome to check vehicles for stickers, for business owners to update each and every vehicle that they own. We've rewritten this code section to allow for marked vehicles with the markings of that business. Otherwise, we'd like your permit number displayed on a dash plaque. You would print out your permit number and put that on the front of your car while you're working on a site. On the same token, now there's a requirement that you display your home improvement contractor license number on site. Same way you would display a building permit. So that should be posted while you're working. If it's not posted, the Division of Code Enforcement has a very easy job now. They see that there's no permit displayed on that site, they can write you a summons for unlicensed contractor. I briefly touched on it. One of the main things here is to put the applications online. We don't need to be mailing people back applications that are incomplete. We need minimal review. We want the things we want. We don't want materials that are extraneous to this process. So we would like to streamline this. This has been extremely effective in other divisions of the town. One thing, we had used as a template actually were the trustee 4x4 permits were put online when I first came on board here. And that program has been very successful. It laid the framework for a lot of this online permitting. And this is a model we know how to use. It's a model the town does well. So there's no reason not to have this application online at this point in time. Again, we have looked to change the appeal process, putting appeals in front of the Public Safety Commission. There are some procedural changes. I'll take any questions on them if need be. Otherwise, I will just go over them very briefly. One of the sections it was important to change were the grounds for suspension or revocation of a license. In the past, the Licensing Review Board had kind of very wishy-washy standards. Essentially, it was very subjective. The board would determine if somebody had done something properly. We've firmed up those standards. Have you violated a section of the town code? Have you failed to perform? Things like this. So they're all written out in the public hearing notice. They are very firm standards. Someone will know why they are suspended or revoked. It's not a question. It should also minimize litigation resulting from suspensions and revocations, because it's clear that this is the basis why action was taken against your license. It's hard to argue something is subjective when you have a standard the board has articulated. One of those standards being for those working in fields that are not regulated by home improvement contractors. So say a licensed home improvement contractor is doing electrical work when you would have to hire a licensed electrician, that would be a ground for suspension. We previously did not address that in our code. That's very important. We don't want people venturing outside of their practice area and doing things that are potentially unsafe. We've also looked to impose an in-violation fee for people who have their license revoked. So when they run through the period of revocation and reapply, they're going to have to pay an enhanced fee for their next license. We've also increased the penalties in court for unlicensed contractors. It would be a $750 minimum fine. The maximum would be $1,000. Previously, the range for a judge to impose a fine was $100 to $1,000. This would be a $750 minimum. I think that has some teeth.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it, unless there are any specific questions.
This doesn't apply to commercial?
No, this is for home improvement contractors specifically. We've done that because the state regulates this industry specifically in a certain way. That does not mean the town board cannot regulate construction of new homes. I would just recommend we would do that in a different section of the code.
Mm-hmm.
Does Suffolk County have a home improvement license? And are these folks required to get the county license as well as the town?
So Suffolk County does have a Department of Consumer Affairs that regulates the same exact subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
In the West End towns and some of the East End towns. They would not necessarily be required to obtain that license to work in Southampton, but we've set this up in a way where the Suffolk County license would be accepted by the town of Southampton. So if you went and obtained that license, you wouldn't have to pay the full cost to license yourself here as well.
Right, to get a town license. They still have to get ours.
Correct.
Okay. This is in fact a county power that we're taking on and have taken on years ago. I applaud the bill sponsor for putting this forward. I think it's a good move. So, thank you.
Thank you.
But I'd like the public to know, like, generally in other parts of the states, the counties do this.
Correct. The East End has taken this on its own, each of the East End towns.
So I just want to thank Sean. I mean, Sean and I have been working on this for well over a year now. I mean, it
Definitely well
seems
over a year.
like a pretty, simple thing, but I mean, we literally deconstructed this code and put it back together
Right.
with the help of the building department, IT, because we're putting this online. We also dealt hand in hand with the Trades Advisory Committee. We have, doubled the insurance as required by the county, because let's face it, homes and properties out here have higher values and damages tend to be, more expensive. So we doubled that. This was a lot of work, and even, after it was finished and we thought we were done, it went to the Trades Advisory Committee, and they picked through, and we changed some things, and Sean was, great in explaining to them, some of the things that they wanted to see as more robust, and I think we came to a good compromise, right? I think the needing to be licensed in order to file a lien on a house or a claim is huge, and that has repercussions for the contractors to make sure that they go through this process. And also, it was costing us a lot of money for these stickers, and I was hearing time and again from contractors saying, listen, by the time I get all my registration stickers for all my vehicles into the town, and then go pick up my stickers, and I'm missing 2, or I lost 1, or that cost is gone now. That it's simple, it's simplified. They can do this online. There's no excuse for anybody to not be licensed, because it's a very cut and dry process. It's everything that you should have in order to be in business to begin with. So I just want to thank you, Sean, because I think it's not noted that it's over a year of work in this
I
code.
appreciate that. Thank you as well. We've coordinated, put a lot of hard work in on this, and we really deconstructed this from the ground level up. We've spoken to people affected by this, homeowners, a huge demographic of people, and I think this will work for everybody.
Well, thank you both,
Thank you.
because of course, this is exactly what we want to streamline processes and make it easier for people to participate. So, let's see, I don't have any cards, but Kevin, is there anyone on Zoom that would like to speak?
Nobody on Zoom.
Great.
Ray would like to speak.
I wasn't going to speak, but with your permission, I'd like to
Absolutely, come on up.
vote on that. You vote on it, but I'm not going to follow it. Ray D'Angelo, Hampton Bays. I just want to ask a question. Where is the enforcement of this? Because I recently on my block, I think the most dangerous work is tree work. And they had this bunch of guys, as a matter of fact, they just passed the scaffolding law, it comes to that state. And they weren't not licensed, I'm sure of that. And they had these guys up in the trees, and these people were walking down the block, and they dropped some branches down, and the guy yelled, "Oh my God, didn't you see them?" And I said, is there like an ongoing enforcement of this? Or, I mean, did they go around, does code enforcement go around and checking these guys? Or, I mean, sometimes this gets very dangerous. We're not talking like a landscape or something like that, but electrical work, but tree work particularly, and there's a lot of it that goes on in Hampton Bays. And I wanted to know if there's a enforcement element to this, because otherwise all these rules don't matter if there's no enforcement. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you. You're absolutely right. What's good is a rule without enforcement.
I'm usually right.
You are right, that's a great point. So about a month ago, this board adopted legislation that would allow the fire marshals, code enforcement, and other enforcement divisions to also issue stop work orders when unpermitted work is going on. This legislation makes an affirmative responsibility of a home improvement contractor to display their license number. So this, again, makes code enforcement or fire marshals or building inspectors' jobs very easy, because you pull up on site now, you don't see a permit number displayed, stop work order. This is not continuing here. Before, they'd have to shout up at the guy on the tree, "Hey, are you licensed? What's your license number? Are you working under your own license or somebody else's?" And have this big dialogue. No longer. You don't see a license displayed, you don't see a vehicle with markings of that contractor or a dash plaque, you're getting a summons. You also probably are getting a stop work order. And then you come to court to see me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, if there's no other comments from the board, I move to close the public hearing.
I'd like to leave
On all
the
three?
written record open for 2 weeks.
On all three?
Yes, yeah, may as well do it on all three.
All right, so as amended, I need a motion to close but leave the written
Written
portion open for 2 weeks on public hearings number 6, 7, and 8.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You have to vote on each one to
Mm.
close them.
All right.
That was
Move
6.
to- I move to close the public hearing, but leave the written record open for 2 weeks on public hearing number 6.
Second.
Second, Michael? All in
Michael's the
favor?
second.
Aye.
Okay, sorry,
Aye.
I'm having trouble with the telephone ringing at the same time. Who was the
Michael
second
was the
on the
second.
first one?
Michael.
Michael, you were on the first one as well? On
I
number
was the
6.
first. I was Michael's
Second one for me.
second.
We're doing them just 6, 7, and 8, each
Yes.
individually.
Yes.
So 6 was the first one, Michael
Okay,
second.
yes. Okay,
All in
consent.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, and then motion to close public hearing number 7, leaving the comment, written comment period open for a period of 2 weeks.
Second?
Cindy.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's it.
Cindy was.
I
second.
heard that one, thank you.
And
Sorry,
then,
a little distracted. Okay. got
Motion
it.
to close public hearing number 8, leaving the written record open for a period of 2 weeks for comments.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So we voted several times now.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Did we? All right.
We're good. We're
Okay,
covered.
So
We-
we're
we-
going
we
back now
recovered.
to public hearing number 5.
Excellent.
Thank you, Sean.
Is there
Thank
somebody
you.
And
here from
Patricia
the-
Ricard is here to speak with us from the assessor's office.
Okay, I've never been here before, and I'm not quite sure what you're looking for, but Lisa is not here at the moment. This is just a public hearing for the one-year agricultural consideration. These 40 parcels hold their land in this agreement for 1 year, and if they choose to sell their land or build on it, then there's a payback. So these have all signed into an agreement for 1 year.
And the specific requirements is either they have to be in an agricultural overlay district or over 10 acres.
Yes.
And a production of over $10,000. Right?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess the other question, I assume there's a break on the assessment because of it as
Large.
well. Large.
Yes,
As long
yes.
as it has to be crop farming, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Actively.
Actively.
Yeah,
And
or-
they are looked
or-
at every year.
Or not fallow for more than a 2-year period or something.
Correct,
Right.
thank you.
All right, and it's renewed each year.
Yes.
Well, I think that's all we need to know. Is there anybody here that has a comment? Kevin, is there anyone on Zoom that would like to speak on public hearing number 5?
No one on Zoom.
All right, thank you. Anybody from the board? All right, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
helping us out.
Thank you.
I move to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent.
That brings us to the public portion. And I've got just a few cards. The first one is Angela Unal.
Good afternoon, Supervisor. I'm Mel Franca, Flanders Riverside Northampton Community Association. And on behalf of my community, we want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We see the Riverside Maritime Trail with asphalt down and some landscaping sort of stuff. But the paths we see, there's that sign. So we're looking forward to a ribbon cutting, possibly. Okay. Okay, and of course, seeing Phase 2 begin also, we're excited for. We're also here to say thank you for our no stopping, no standing. You will be towed up and down Lakeview, Lake Ave. We know the roads. It was beautiful to see, and I know that we know that there's a resolution today for a public hearing for the no for parking by permit only at Wildwood Lake to be extended. And so for all of that, thank you guys so very much.
Oh, thank
Thank
you
you.
for coming
Thank
in to
you.
say that.
Thank you.
And we
It's nice.
appreciate Frank and all you all do.
Donna Bennett.
Hi,
Hello.
thank you for your time. I am a lifetime resident in this town, and I just have a couple of questions. As of late, there's been a lot of social media stuff about a bus letting people off over at Macy's. Now, this is the only one that pictures have come up, and you can see, working age men. I understand what visaed working people are, and that anyone with a visa to come here to do seasonal work has housing preset. Okay, so those people were set up. So there's a lot of talk about other buses being sent out here and all of that, and I want to know if that's true. I want to know if, number one, Macy's was made aware that that bus was coming. I know it's a private bus company, so somebody had to pay to set all that up. And again, if these are visaed seasonal work people, why didn't they go to one of the businesses that was hiring them for the summer? Just wondering why, and again, did Macy's know that this was taking place on their property? Are you guys made aware of these things going on? I'm just somebody who lives here and hears a lot. Which brings me to my next point and a question as a local resident. These seasonal workers, who takes them in? Do they live 5 or 6 working age men in a home, in a community, just them? I believe that somewhere in our laws there's a number of people you can't exceed that are not related to each other to live in a single-family home. Yet we can drive by any neighborhood where there's 10 to 12 cars in a driveway of a single-family home. So having many friends and my own son not be able to stay here, it's very hard to live here. It's very hard to live here since the pandemic. And even way before that, I've watched the logistics and the landscape of my beautiful hometown change tremendously. I just want it to be fair for everyone that lives here. So if we live one family in a single family home, how do we have the problem that we have right now with so many people living in one family home? 10 to 12 cars in a one-family home driveway. I don't understand. Okay, we have letters coming to us, being mailed right out, that say our governor can make us a sanctuary city without our consent, without our knowledge. I mean, we all know there's been, because of the way we live here, there's been a large number of, people that live more than one family in a home. I just want it to be fair to the people that have been here forever.
Who sent the
Which
letter?
takes me to my next.
Who
These
sent the letter?
bags we have to buy. Now, this is on, I'm sorry?
Who sent the letter?
I'm sorry.
Who sent the letter?
It comes basically from Newt Gingrich and plenty of others. But these are things that are placed in our mailbox. Hate finds its way into a home many different ways. Now, this is just another thing that we have to pay. This is Southampton only, because everybody, well, I can't say what other hamlets, but these are the bags we used to get. And these are the bags that we get now. So you see, we get considerably less. These bags used to be pretty much, they're rubber. Like glass doesn't poke through easily. These, you can put your finger through quite easily. So I called several times over to the town, asking about the bag situation. As the cost continues to rise for these bags, we have less and less quality. So then I was told that we get these bags from North Carolina. So I understand finding and all of that, but how do we go to less and less quality for what we have to pay for? Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, Donna?
Yes.
Hello. Actually, I'm looking into the bags because I'm concerned about the bags just like you are.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Because I called the bag company in North Carolina. Bill, a few of you here know me. And, I mean, this kind of stuff really, it gets to me, and it's something that I can do something about. So I call, and the town does not want to deal with me anymore, so they gave me the number of the bag maker, of the manufacturer in North Carolina. So I called them. And she said, I'm sorry. That's all. They can't tell me why you guys or whoever makes that decision chose to go to North Carolina. There's nobody on Long Island or somewhere in New York that makes garbage bags. They sent me a few because of my complaint. Well, let me send you some bags. But these are 5 bags.
Wait, they sent you 10 of Southampton bags?
I'm not going to tell you how many they sent me. They sent me quite a few, as a matter of
Because
fact.
the cost isn't for the bags, the cost is to dispose of the trash.
That we pay for.
So
Well,
it's
that's what I'm
interesting
saying.
that the company is now
So
selling
you get
you
less
3
and less
bags.
in your bag. Exactly. You get
Yeah.
less and less. These no longer fit to the bottom.
And
of
thank you now, Donna, everyone knows to call the company for.
Well, there they are in North Carolina. I'm sorry, I can't give you their name, but I did, and that's, so they sent me the bags. But
Interesting.
it comes down to like us, what are we paying for them to make the bags? It's just, locals want to be able to stay here. Please, please stop letting them force us out.
Also, if you see, if you see what you perceive to be a code violation, call code enforcement and they can send someone out. Uh-oh.
So are you telling me that every time I see a driveway with 10 to 12 cars in it, overnight, for weeks at a time, yes, okay, because now I'm the watchdog.
No,
Just
I'm not
like
saying it's your job to do it, but if you see something, tell us.
I definitely will.
Because
I
we
am
can't
out.
be everywhere.
Or Donna, you can go
every day.
online and file an SOS complaint, and
Oh,
then you
right,
can
you don't
follow
have
up
to
on
call,
it.
that's true. You can just go online and.
You'll get
Okay.
a number and you can follow up.
Southampton Town
Cindy,
SOS.
thank you very much. I'm going to look into all of that. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
I have to take this out.
Same thing if you see a contractor who's not licensed.
The shed for the no turn sign, because I'm gonna withdraw that, but I want to make sure I take this out of order for the new town
We
first.
have more.
Okay,
I just want to let you know ahead of time.
thank you. Ray D'Angelo. Forgot about the SOS, that's a good point, so people don't have to make a phone call.
And it gives them a
Go
number that they
online.
can follow up with.
Yeah, that's right.
By the way, the cost of those bags just went up, and they're getting smaller, so, and many seniors and people of limited income use those bags rather than have regular collection, and you should look into that. I don't know why they're getting, they shouldn't be getting smaller, I can't even put two garbage bags in it anymore, from the regular, from your kitchen refuge. So, anyway, I just want to read this into the record. It's a piece I had in the paper, but it's something I'm concerned about, and it's titled Surge of Bigotry. We are witnessing a rising tide of anti-Semitism in our country. However, its origins are not from the usual suspects. This current surge of bigotry did not originate with white supremacists or neo-Nazis or the KKK. No, it's coming from the halls of our elite higher education institutes. Pardon me. The demonstrations against the Israeli war effort against Hamas have morphed into the most overt and vile anti-Semitism. We all should be shocked and appalled by what we are witnessing taking place at these elite campuses. No one should dispute the right of these demonstrators to have to express their opinion about what is happening in Gaza. Our First Amendment of this great Jeffersonian democracy guarantees that right. These college demonstrations have, however, been transformed into overt, vile anti-Semitism. The First Amendment does not give anyone the right to harass, intimidate, or threaten their fellow citizens. One of the most troubling aspects of this has been the slow and inadequate response by the administration of these universities to these anti-Semitic rallies. The underwhelming response by our elected officials has been totally inadequate. From the president on down to local officials, there's been a very muted response to condemn these rallies. Mayor Adams of New York City seems to have been the only voice of condemnation of these demonstrations. He has seen this vile behavior firsthand, and he gets it. I urge our local town board of Southampton to pass a resolution condemning this anti-Semitic rhetoric and pledging to keep Jewish American residents of our town safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Oh, Jay Deasing.
Sorry.
Good afternoon, Town Council members and Supervisor Moore. I represent the Southampton Association, and thank you for allowing me to speak today. Our board and membership believe that our town faces three severe issues: traffic, local workforce housing, and preservation of community character. The unintended consequences of past decisions are coming back to haunt our community. We now have one of the most dangerous roads on Long Island. We have minimal local affordable workforce housing, and there's a continued erosion of our community character. These are now the hallmarks of Southampton Town. The unintended consequences of driving out our workers and families is that it's stressing our businesses, our schools, our healthcare system, our volunteer organizations, and I think you're even seeing it here at government. You can't find employees, people who come after 6 months, they don't want to do the drive anymore, and we're seeing that all over our town. These issues are deeply intertwined, and fixing one should not be done in a way to negatively impact the others. Unfortunately, this is what happened in the past. As a result, this board must be prepared to take bold action and take it quickly. To begin, I ask you to consider a moratorium on new development on County Road 39. The road cannot handle any additional curb cuts or changes of use, which will generate more traffic. Furthermore, the build-out of any project on that artery will create havoc. Second, zoning must be changed to only allow the increase for multifamily density when an applicant significantly meets the local workforce housing need and the project is in keeping with the character of its neighbors. Community approval is a must. Design guidelines should be created to encourage development along the lines of our current neighborhoods. Last, traffic must be slowed on County Road 39. This will only happen with electronic enforcement. 2 points of observation on County Road 39. In the past 2 years, 235 accidents have been reported on the 6-mile stretch of County Road 39 beginning at the Lobster Inn. Nearly half of those were near the North Sea Road intersection. The number of accidents, I think this is really interesting, the number of accidents from the Manorville exit to the Lobster Inn, which is 14 miles, is less than 20. So you tell me what happens at Lobster Inn. Any guesses?
Yeah, community starts.
Curb cuts, development. It's not really communities, it's development. And this road, right. So in any event, what we need to do is we need to stop these curb cuts. We need to stop the development on County Road 39. And we actually should reverse it. We should start using Community Preservation Fund to buy property. We should find which parcels can be combined for housing and actually improve our community. The second point that I think is also interesting is going 40 miles per hour from the Lobster Inn to the 7-Eleven takes less than 2 minutes more than if you went 60 miles per hour. So anybody who tells you this is going to ruin my day, I think 2 minutes is not a big deal. And it saves lives. It stops us from having literally practically an accident every 3 or 4 days out on one of those highways. So please consider this. Please do not approve Liberty Gardens. You'll be sentencing nearly 10,000 vehicles 2 times a day
to a longer and more dangerous commute. Please save our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. All right, Kevin, is anybody on Zoom with their hand up to speak?
No one on Zoom.
All right, then I move to close the public portion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we'll move on to the resolutions.
Town Board Resolution 572 of 2024. This is the annual cybersecurity conference in Albany for information systems personnel.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Town Board Resolution 573, I'm going to table that until May 28th. Town Board Resolution, what's yours, Supervisor?
Oh, Town Board Resolution 2024-5.
just need to vote for the table.
Oh,
You have to. we
Second.
vote to table.
Second.
We usually do, but Jim
Okay.
can
Then
advise
please.
otherwise.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can we take the Bel Air Cove resolutions out of order and get them done so these people can leave?
Yeah,
Are you
plus you
here
wanna
just
do it
for
anyway.
Bel Air?
And we have to do it in a different order anyway?
maybe 4.
You have to tell me what page it's on, please.
They don't. All right,
Okay.
we'll go quickly.
No, we should do it anyway.
Do have to take them in their proper order.
Yes. All right, so Town Board Resolution 2024-574, co-sponsored with Councilman Scavone, to authorize a change order ABA Design Inc. for the architectural design, engineer services, as well as construction management of a proposed ambulance facility at 1256 North Sea Road in Southampton.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 575 of 2024, to authorize a change order number 3 for the general construction portion of the Southampton Volunteer Ambulance Facility with Stalco General Contractors.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Town Board Resolution 576 of 2024, to authorize, co-sponsored with the entire board, to authorize funding for Peconic Estuary Partnership from the 2024 Community Preservation Fund water quality monies and create capital account for water quality projects from portion of the 2024 award.
Town Board Resolution 577.
Second.
Oh, I'm so sorry, so sorry.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Going ahead there. Sorry,
So
Councilman.
excited to
Yeah,
get
that's good.
going here.
Town Board Resolution 577 of 2024, authorizing the purchase of a Ford F-250 XL Super Cab from Van Bortel Ford using New York State contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 578 of 2024, authorized purchase of Ford Transit XLT from Van Bortel Ford, Inc., using NYS contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-579, to authorize purchases from Clark Equipment Company, DBA Bobcat Company, using Sourcewell contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-580, to authorize purchases from Omnia Partners contract with 84 Lumber.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 581 of 2024, authorizing purchases of Hustler Landscaping and Grounds Maintenance from All Island Equipment Corp. using Sourcewell contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Also, Town Board Resolution 582 of 2024, authorizing purchases of installation, maintenance, and repair of synthetic turf fields from the Land Tech Group, Inc., using Town of Babylon contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Also, Town Board Resolution 583 of 2024, authorizing the renewal of the town's financial solution and associated third parties perpetual licensing with HSO, formerly known as Interdin, also known as Solutions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 584 of 2024, authorized roof repairs from Statewide Roofing, Inc., using Suffolk County contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-585, co-sponsored with Councilman Scavone, to authorize the supervisor to enter into an agreement with professional consultant A. Martin Petrovic to review the 2024 groundwater monitoring reports and management of the Lewis Road PRD East Quogue Golf Course.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 586 of 2024, authorizing the supervisor to execute any and all agreements with Stripe Inc. for processing fees as a subcontractor of GoGov Inc. for online permitting and licensing processing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 587 of 2024, co-sponsored with Councilmember Uselli, authorizes the supervisor to sign a release of lien for Community Development Block Grant Loan Program.
Need a second?
Second.
I'll let Cindy sort out who's second.
Michael got
The
it.
co-sponsor.
Oh, okay, right, all in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-588, authorizing the supervisor to sign a contract extension for liquid propane gas with Starlight Propane Gas Company.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Town Board Resolution 589 of 2024, authorizing the supervisor to sign Family Service League grant agreement and accept funds from Youth Bureau to provide mental health outreach and counseling to youth and families.
Second.
All in favor?
Oh, and that's
Aye.
co-sponsored with the entire board.
Town Board Resolution 2024-590, authorized purchase of equipment rentals from United Rental, Inc., using the Sourcewell contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-591, authorized purchase of Ford F-350 from the NYS OJS contract with Otis Ford for vehicle class 1-8 statewide.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-592, to authorize the purchase of Motorola radios from Integrated Wireless Technologies LLC using the New York State OGS contract with Motorola Solutions, Inc.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And Town Board Resolution 2024-593, to authorize the purchase of radios from the New York State OGS contract for Motorola Solutions, Inc. for the Police Department.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Town Board Resolution 594 of 2024, authorize the supervisor to execute 2024 Parks and Recreation Agreement with Windsurfing Hamptons, doing business as water sports.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-595, co-sponsored with Councilman Scavone, to authorize the supervisor to execute a contract with K&D Appraisals, Inc. as it relates to professional appraisal review services for the Fire Island Inlet to Montauk Point project.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-596, authorized supervisor to execute an agreement with L.K. McLean Associated Engineer and Survey, DPC, to provide engineer, design, permitting, and construction support service for the replacement of Jobs Lane Bridge in Bridgehampton.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Town Board Resolution 597 of 2024, co-sponsored with Councilmember Uselli, authorize the supervisor to execute a contract with SourcePass Contemporary LLC to provide infrastructure upgrade for the Tiana Life Saving Station.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-598, to authorize the supervisor to sign 2024 contract extensions with towing companies.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-599, authorized supervisor to sign contract extended for awards of Community Preservation Fund, 20% water quality improvement project funds for the Library Avenue Corporation, DBA Harbor House.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-600, authorized supervisor to sign sole source contract with Chemtech Inc. for Pavo Green Bio Asphalt Solvent.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 601 of 2024, co-sponsored with Councilwoman McNamara, authorizing the supervisor to sign a sole source contract with Direct Environmental Corp. for Big Belly Solar Smart Waste and Recycling Systems.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Also, Town Board Resolution 602 of 2024, co-sponsored with Councilwoman McNamara, authorizing the supervisor to sign a sole source contract with the Verdon Company for Verdon Street Clocks and Parts.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. 2024-603, also co-sponsored with Councilman Isola, authorize the supervisor to sign sole source contract with Faster System, Inc. for sales and service of butcher multiple products, and formerly known as Johnson.
Second.
Oh,
All-
second, sorry.
All in favor?
Aye. Town Board Resolution 604 of 2024, co-sponsored with Councilman Pell, to authorize water quality improvement project funding request by the Town of Southampton Municipal Works Department for the Town Hall sanitary system upgrade.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-605, co-sponsored with Council Members Pell and Scavone, to award and authorize the supervisor to sign a contract with LEB Electric Limited for Town Hall electric vehicle charging stations.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-606, co-sponsored by the entire board, to award and authorize the supervisor to sign a contract with Norco Construction, Inc. for Southampton Head Start facility expansion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. It's
Town
good
Board.
news. Long time coming there.
Yeah, happy to be doing this. Town Board Resolution 2024-607, co-sponsored by the entire board, to authorize the supervisor to sign a contract with Savick and Murray to provide enhanced construction administration services for the Southampton Head Start facility expansion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-608, to award and authorize the supervisor to sign a contract with Lumber and Paint east of the canal with North Sea Hardware.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Town Board Resolution 609 of 2024, co-sponsored with Councilman Scavone. Award and authorize the supervisor to sign a contract with Partners Industrial Services, Inc. for Hampton Bays Water District tank washing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board 2024-610, sponsored by the whole board, recall and amend Town Board Resolution 2023-126 to add the Town of Southampton as co-sponsor for the Water Quality Improvement Project 10 of Southampton Animal Shelter.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-611, co-sponsored by Councilman Scavone, to authorize the supervisor to sign an amended contract with the Hampton Hopper LLC for shuttle services associated with the South Fork Commuter Connection.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 612 of 2024, notice to bidders for mobile concessions at Red Creek Park.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have a motion to take Town Board Resolution 2024-653, located on page 125, out of order because that must be adopted before this next resolution. I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So let's turn to page 125. Town Board Resolution 2024-653, co-sponsored by the entire board, to authorize the donation, transfer of land owned by the town at 20 Shinnecock Road, Hampton Bays, to the Community Preservation Fund, an amendment of the CPF project plan and CPF management and stewardship plan to include the property.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, Town Board Resolution Town Board Resolution number 2024-613, also co-sponsored by the entire board. The 2024 notice to bidders for the Bel Air Cove Motel asbestos abatement and demolition.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-614, 2024 notice to bidders of Carb Road shoreline stabilization.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-615, co-sponsored by the entire board. 2024 notice to bidders for the Hampton Bays Bike Lane and Multi-Use Trail Project.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And Town Board
This was first put in 2019.
Yes.
So
So
then
one
it's
time
happening. Town Board Resolution 2024-616, co-sponsored by Council Members Iacilli and Pell, to amend the 2024 adopted budget for Highway Department to include CHIPS, Pave New York, EWR, and POP funding.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Then I'm sure our highway superintendent will be glad for that.
Yes, keep them busy.
All right, Town Board Resolution 2024-617, to amend the 2024 budget for various departments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-618, co-sponsored by Councilmembers Powell and Scavone, to amend the 2024-2028 capital budget for waste management equipment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-619, co-sponsored by the entire board, to authorize the adoption of the 2024 CPF pilot plan and payment of 2024 pilots.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-620, to authorize the closure of certain capital projects.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-621, co-sponsored with Councilman Scavone, to deposit monies for professional services in connection with the Sabonic Golf Course groundwater monitoring review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-622, co-sponsored with by Councilman Scavone, to deposit monies for professional services in connection with the Bridge Golf Course groundwater monitoring review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-623, co-sponsored by Councilmember Iacilli, to amend the 2024-2028 capital budget and add capital project animal shelter flooring and kennels.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's, well, a long overdue and
Yes.
welcome.
Yes.
Town Board Resolution 624 of 2024, accept the resignation of Bob Moser from CAC West. We thank him for his service to
Second.
the committee.
Yeah, thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 625 of 2024. I think I'm going to table this for one more cycle. I did email everybody yesterday asking for your input if you had any additions. I'd like to try to get them in by our next work session to discuss them, and we'll move forward from there.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-626, to authorize the settlement of the litigation matter Alpha versus the Town of Southampton.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-627, to authorize the settlement of the litigation matter Preston, Washington versus the County of Suffolk, Town of Southampton, and Southampton Town Police Department.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-628, continuation of legal services by Stephen Leventhal Esquire for ethics matters in 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And Town Board Resolution 2024-629, co-sponsored by the entire board, which is a resolution of adopting repealing the existing town code, Chapter 23, and replacing it in its entirety with a new town code, Chapter 23, Code of Ethics.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I would
Aye.
like to thank Kathleen Murray for her hard work
Yes.
on this.
Thank you, Kathleen.
And just to note that I had made a comment at the agenda review about something in section 23-17 that wasn't accurate, so that's nothing to be concerned about. I overlooked something.
Now we're on page 88. Are we?
Yeah, it's lengthy.
I apologize.
Did we vote on that, Sunday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Town Board Resolution 2024-630, resolution adopting the form of an annual disclosure, financial disclosure statement pursuant to Southampton Town Ethics Code.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Town Board Resolution 631 of 2024, co-sponsored with Councilman Iacilli, authorization of cost reimbursement waiver for the Southampton Elks Carnival from May 10th to May 12th, 2024, and May 17th to May 19th, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 632 of 2024, co-sponsored with Councilman Iacilli, authorization of cost reimbursement waiver for the East Quogue Fire Department Memorial Day Parade on May 26th, 2024, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-633, the 2024 part-time salaries.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-634, to accept the resignation of Erica Crappa, Justice Court Clerk in the Justice Court.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-635, to accept the resignation of Robert Casabianca, Heavy Equipment Operator in Municipal Works.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-636, to accept the retirement of Valerie Tomaszewski, Therapeutic Activities Worker in the Housing and Community Services.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-637, to appoint Christina Ramger Moreno to Therapeutic Activities Worker in Senior Services.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I would like to table Town Board Resolution 2024-638 for advice of counsel, and we can put it on at the next board meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-639, to appoint Sarah Chartuk to Technical Support Aide in Information Technology.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-640, to appoint Stephen Brown to Maintenance Mechanic 1 in the Trustees.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Town Board Resolution 641, 2024, to attend the Drug Recognition Expert Interviews.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Town Board Resolution 642 of 2024, to authorize attendance at Integrating Communications Assessment and Tactics Train the Trainer session for law enforcement agencies.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-643, co-sponsored by the entire board, to set a notice of public hearing for applicants seeking an exemption from Town Code Chapter 314 entitled Moratorium on Battery Energy Storage Systems pursuant to subsection 314-6 entitled Applications That May Be Exempted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Town Board Resolution 644 of 2024 is being withdrawn with the approval of the co-sponsor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's withdrawn.
Draw.
Oh, you don't
Yeah, we
have
don't
to
vote
vote
on
on it.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
I'll take my second back.
Right. Appreciate it.
Town Board Resolution 2024-645, public hearing, Chapter 62261, to consider enforcement action on 398 County Road 39, Tuckahoe, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map 900.158.3.6.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 2024-646, public hearing, Chapter 261, consider enforcement act on 419 County Road 39, Tuckahoe, New York, County Tax Map 900.158.1.34.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
One more.
Yeah, one more.
Town Board Resolution 2024-647, public hearing, Chapter 261, consider enforcement act on 445 County Road 39, Tuckahoe, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map 900.158.1.33.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So this is Town Board Resolution 648. This is, I want to actually move out of order before I do anything with that. Can I move out of order one of the add-ons, the walk-ons, number 46471, please? Because the way in which the original was written said left turns, the existing regulation is no turns. So we just want to make sure it's consistent with the existing regulation. So I'd like to actually first notice the public hearing of this revised resolution, and then we will withdraw this current one on the agenda, 648. So I'd like to adopt the
You
notice.
need to
motion to
do
take
your
that order
motion, that's
first.
good,
Yeah.
so you want to second?
Second.
it? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
To take the motion, to take the resolution out of order. Sunday.
Number 5, Town Board Resolution 46471, we're taking out of order.
Yep.
And then we're going to consider adding the notice of public hearing.
All right, so why don't you
Yeah, read
read
the-
that?
Yep, it's a notice of public hearing to consider a regulation restricting turns from Flying Point Road onto Diamond Court, Watermill, during certain times. And again, as mentioned during our work session, we are simply extending the existing regulation 2 more hours, additional hours.
Second.
This is setting the public hearing.
Setting the public hearing.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then on Town Board Resolution 648 of 2024, I'd like to withdraw that.
Town Board Resolution 649 of 2024, public hearing to set a public hearing to amend Town Code Chapter 312-62, parking by permit at Wildwood Lake.
Second.
Cindy, I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor on this, please.
Certainly. Me as well. You want people to park at Wildwood Lake? No. All right, Town Board Resolution.
We didn't vote.
Did we vote? We didn't.
No. All in favor?
You did
Aye.
vote. Who seconded it?
I did.
You
Bill
did?
did.
Okay. Oh,
And Supervisor.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Town Board Resolution 2024-650, to accept the offer of dedication of drainage area as it relates to the subdivision map of Poets Corner.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Board Resolution 651 of 2024, co-sponsor with Councilmember Uselli, to authorize the acquisition of a historic preservation and conservation easement on property located at 29 Dock Road in the hamlet of Eastport, and amend the Community Preservation Project Plan and the CPF Management and Stewardship Plan to include said property.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Town Board Resolution 652 of 2024, co-sponsor Councilman Pell and everybody. Oh, wait, not everyone. Councilman Pell, Supervisor Moore, Councilmember Uselli.
Oh, you can add me to that, too. I'm
Right,
sorry, I didn't realize I
yeah.
wasn't on it.
Okay. And Councilwoman McNamara. Authorize the donation transfer of land owned by town at the terminus of Bay Bluff Way, Noyak, to Community Preservation Fund, and amend the CPF Project Plan and CPF Management Plan and Stewardship Plan to include the property. We had the public hearing on this today.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we already did number 653, so I'm going to go to Town Board Resolution 2024-654, to authorize the supervisor of the town of Southampton to sign an easement granting the Suffolk County Water Authority ingress and egress to and from Lot K on the subdivision map of the Lewis Road PRD.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we'll do the walk-ons. Town Board Resolution ID number 46441, co-sponsored with Councilman Schiavone, to authorize the supervisor to enter into an agreement with AKRF Environmental Planning and Engineering Consultants in connection with the traffic review services of the revised traffic impact study for the site plan special exemption application of 9-11 Flanders LLC, as requested by the
Second,
planning board. All in
We're
favor?
required to do this by the
Aye.
planning board. Aye.
Town Board Resolution 46442, authorized purchase of speed display from All Traffic Solution, Inc., using Sourcewell contract.
Second, and Madam Clerk, I'd like to co-sponsor.
I'd
And
like-
I also just want to mention really briefly a quick just word of gratitude to our highway superintendent, who has been very responsive to Bill and I, and I'm sure many of you, with respect to various constituent concerns that have been brought to us about speeding cars.
You should also include the town engineer,
And
Tom.
I also want to include the town engineer, Tom Houghton, for his work as well. This is going to help provide some relief to various residents who live on roads where there are speeding vehicles. This is something that we can do, and I really appreciate Councilman Pell for you leading the charge and making sure we get this done.
I just want to ask a question before we move forward with this, and maybe the highway superintendent, since he's here, can ask and can answer this. This is 25,000 for 5 displays.
Yes.
My question is, who decides who gets these displays and how are we deciding that? Because I've had numerous requests for these and we haven't awarded funding for these in previous years. So so hear me out on this. So I had asked, there's currently a speed trailer that the highway department purchased that actually takes speeds in, it monitors them, they can turn it off, people think it's not working, but it's basically keeping their speeds. I believe these do the same as well, but the speed trailer is very visible. When you're speeding, it flashes, like it looks like a police car almost, and it really gets your attention and slows you down. And I love it because it can move around to areas where there's issues and people don't get used to seeing it and just fly by it because it's been there for 6 months and we now know it's just one of those stupid speed signs and we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. Why wouldn't we invest $25,000 in one of those mobile units that we could move throughout the town and put it in different areas so that people don't get used to seeing it? And it's something it's there, it can get data from different locations, and then perhaps we can then look at leaving them in locations that are warranted through data that we collect.
So I'll just say that one of the constituent concerns that came by my desk was on Noyak Road. And there were actually a couple as well, but this was one of them. We did actually deploy a mobile speed sign, which was very useful in providing data to the police department as well as to the highway department. There are residents in Noyak who would like to see a stop sign placed near Noyak and
Millstone.
Millstone.
And Cedar.
And it's been assessed by the town engineer previously. It's been assessed by Tom Neely and Highway, and it's not something that they think is feasible. But are there cars that are speeding? Yeah, and there's something that we can do, which is put up a permanent speed sign.
Although
at that
these can
location.
also be relocated as well,
Yeah, in
right?
time.
I mean, they're just on a post that
Yeah.
can be easily mounted, so we
Do
can
you
move
want to
them
comment
around.
on it?
I'm just asking because this is a walk-on, so we
Yeah, I
didn't
just wanted
really
to-
have a discussion
yeah,
about
this,
it.
Also, I wanted to mention, this is a good example of the town engineer department and the highway working together. Because the town engineer has the line for these signs. The highway department do not have a line for the signs.
It's under
so-
an existing contract.
Yes.
I just want to tell you, under previous previous years with the previous administration, I had asked for these signs and was told there wasn't funding for these signs. so.
I found them underneath the town engineer, so.
Thanks for finding the money, Bill.
We should buy more.
Charlie McCarl, Highway Superintendent.
Charles,
as my mother would say. The point is, and Michael makes a good point, we have some areas that I would say that the fixed signs work, churches, schools, and so on. But there is the need for the mobile sign. And we actually,
You guys bought that sign. I didn't know that, and that trailer, and it's great. It's better than the police department one.
So that was a mistake.
Oh.
It was bought to do the digital wording, but it also came with the speed and the, as we looked at it, we said we should get this, but the original goal was to get it, as we have the sign that we borrow from Ryan Murphy at, the police department also borrows it. We put it up when we do the cones. But when we purchased that, it came with those extras, and they are definitely beneficial. You can have the sign off, it still registers, it takes pictures, it's actually very good.
And I asked Mark Rager how much it was, and it wasn't much more than this.
No.
So.
But there is a need for the fixed sign, so I'm gonna say that area on Nyack Road, that church is there, it's always been a concern. We don't have sidewalks, we don't have a crosswalk, it's a big issue, so I think the signs are a big help.
Did we put the mobile sign where these fixed signs are now going?
It was there to
Okay.
prove our point,
Okay.
yes. So, anyway, I think it's a good investment, and I think it is important to move them, and it does have data, so.
But you
that's
can
what-
move them.
Yeah, and clearly we have the staff.
But I mean, obviously, people are gonna get upset when you move their sign.
We do get a lot of requests from
Yeah.
people sitting right here, where
Yeah, we
they
do.
want them and when, but we'll try to do the best we can.
I know, and the PD only has, I believe, one trailer, and it's kind of ancient, and.
I don't think it's functional.
They have to, it's not working, it has to get upgraded.
We'll see about putting money in the budget this year. For
Yeah,
another-
it's
at
it's
least one
definitely
more.
worth the
Yeah.
investment. Even, you know, you have special events, you can put them up, whatever you need them for, they're worth it. I do want to make one comment. I know that the resolution, there's going to be a public hearing. I'll be glad to speak about it. Traditionally, on a whole, I'm not for restricting roads with signs when you can turn and not turn. But every once in a while, you have to evaluate each thing. And I give Michael credit for this. The sign that you're talking about on Mill Farm, it's indefinite cut through where you leave one road just to gain a half a mile to get to the same road. Definitely a cut through. I support what Michael's doing with that road. And again, on a whole, I'm not typically supportive of restricting town roads to town taxpayers, but you have to look at each one individually. The effort that the highway department has done there, and again, I'm a little bit passionate because I did watch that road, and people do have their legit complaints. When we have the staffing, I've actually put highway workers there to enforce the turn. We'll put a few cones out in the morning, and that has helped tremendously, but it's over in 2 hours, and the trade parade is not. So extending it is definitely worth it. We'll do the best we can to staff it when we can. Right now, we have a lot of people out on vacation, a few people out sick, so it's going to be intermittent. Clearly not really a highway function, but we're doing the best we can to work with the police department.
So on that note though, Charlie, I was asked why you don't staff and cone off Shrubland Road in the morning.
I don't support it being closed. That's the first reason.
But that's the whole thing though, like, do you pick and choose which ones you support and you don't support? I mean, I took a lot of flack with you when we tried to open up.
I agree that this is, to me, let's be honest, Shrubland Road is a road that is a double yellow line road that you can actually go many, many ways north. It's not just a total cut through. How that got passed was before my time, before your time. I don't support it. In fact, I tried to get it opened. But again, we picked this one spot because this is really a true cut through. You're gaining a half a mile, leaving one road to gain a half a mile to get back on the same road. Shrubland, you could go to the golf courses, you could head north, you could go to Tuckahoe School. There's a lot of different ways you can go. So I don't support it, but that's what the highway superintendent does.
But then the people that are on there that do support it, that live on there, want to see you also close down their road during the times it says that it's closed.
Interesting. And again, most of these are police issues.
Mhm.
We're just trying to help the police that are way understaffed, as everybody knows. But, see you guys.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thanks,
Thanks.
John.
Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie.
I'd like to co-sponsor that resolution also. And
You can add
I'm
me as
sorry.
well, Sunday.
The one that, 46442?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I don't know if anybody seconded it.
I-
You did. All right, all in
Yes, you did.
favor?
I have that.
Aye.
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 Town Board Resolution ID number 46468. This is establishing Southampton Brookhaven Partnership Committee for the advancement of the hamlet of Eastport. This was devised in partnership between me and Councilwoman Karen Dunn-Kasnig in Brookhaven Town, who is the 6th Council District councilperson. And this is an effort to try and bridge the divide between Southampton and Brookhaven in the hamlet of Eastport. It's a hamlet that is pretty much split between the two towns. And what we're doing is we're going to establish a committee of about 4 people, from 2 from each town, to really help advance partnership in government, but also provide that synergy that's needed to help advance the interests of the people in the hamlet. So really proud of this work and really happy to be working with Councilwoman Dunn-Kasnig, who has been such a great representative for the hamlet of Eastport so far, and really been great working with her.
I'd like to second that and also be a co-sponsor.
Thank you.
I can help in any way too, being a former Brookhaven
Yeah,
attorney. so,
that's
yeah.
true, Jim.
Yeah, if I can, I'm certainly familiar with everybody over there. So
Yeah.
If there's anything I could do to help.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. I'll co-sponsor that too. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And Town Board Resolution ID number 46470 for warrant number 9, capital number 9, CPF number 9.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then, well, I'll read this one, it's for the whole board. Town Board ID 46477, co-sponsored by the entire board, which is a notice of public hearing to consider authorizing the temporary alienation and discontinuance of Dozier Park Community Preservation Fund Parkland in furtherance of an exchange swap of 137 Pond Lane, Southampton, to be used as additional parklands with the town of Southampton.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And Town Board Resolution ID number 46478, to authorize the supervisor and/or town attorney to execute an agreement to retain Jones Lang LaSalle Brokerage, Inc. for the potential sale of property located at 112 Old Riverhead Road, West Hampton Beach, New York.
Second. Also like to be a co-sponsor. Please.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think that's it. All right. Good meeting. I move, motion to close the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.
Were we supposed to have a exec? Or no, that's Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. All over the. Yeah, I don't. Certain one.